Okay, so let's talk about the budget bill. Last night, while you were sleeping, well, I don't know, depending on when you went to bed, but while you were sleeping, by the hair on their chinny chin chin, the House passed the budget. There are some things you need to know about it. We're just going to talk about it frankly. One, Trump supports it. This was Trump's budget bill. They loaded this thing up with everything he wants done. He called it, and I quote, a big, beautiful budget bill. So whether you love it or hate it, this has the backing of Donald Trump, so just know he's going to sign it. Doesn't really matter what you or I think about it. He's going to sign it. Once this thing finally gets through the Senate and everything else, it's going to be signed into law. Okay, that's one. Two, why is Donald Trump backing this bill? Well, presidents, this is universal, Republican and Democrat, presidents, when they get elected, understand that they really don't have that long, they don't have a big window in order to get things done that they want to get done. And in fact, most presidents get one bill, one big bill that does what they want. If you're Barack Obama, it was Obamacare. If you're Joe Biden, it was the Inflation Reduction Act. That's how it works. Republicans, it works the same way. The last time Trump got elected, what did he get? He got a big tax cut bill, and that was it. You generally get about one. And Trump knows this. He's no dummy. Trump has big plans. We've talked about this many times before. He has a big agenda, big plans. He wants to ensure it is going to get funded. And the things that are in this bill, things like border security, national security, things like that, they loaded the thing up to give, I don't want to say a blank check, but they even raised the debt limit. They basically told Donald Trump the things you want, here they are, this is yours, enjoy it. Now, people were going to feel different ways about that. Thomas Massie, one of the great members of Congress, came out and said this.
We're going to add $328 billion to the deficit this year. We're going to add $295 billion to the deficit the year after that, and $242 billion to the deficit after that, under the rosiest assumptions. Why would I vote for that? The only way they get to this magic thing where it's not going to kill our country is 5 years from now, they imagine that 2.5% growth accumulates, and that even right here they say they're going to cap discretionary spending. You think we're going to cap discretionary spending and then spend at the rate of inflation after that? That has never happened.
Thomas Massie knows what he's talking about. Now, keep in mind, there are plenty of good members of the House. I know we don't like to think of it like that, but there are good patriots there who want good things. Not a ton of them, but they are there. There are plenty of good patriots in the House who voted for it. Tim Burchett being one. Tim Burchett, why'd you vote for it?
I voted for it because there are tax cuts in this thing. We're shrinking. Actually, there really are real cuts. And there is tax relief for the middle class, and there's border security in this bill. So, look, it's not everything you want, but I'm a believer if you're not at the table, you're on the menu. And dadgummit, the American taxpayer's been on the menu a whole lot. So, hopefully we'll move ahead. The Senate version actually spends more. Actually, there are not actual cuts in it, and I worry about it. So we'll see what happens. And I had a great conversation with the president today. He was very friendly and answered all my questions and shares my concerns about the growth of government and how we need to make some cuts. I'm not real easy about all of it, just because it's just so massive, and I would like to have. Well, y'all know me. I'd like to cut this thing to the quick, but the reality is that's not going to pass. We did get some legitimate cuts. So anyway, thank y'all for sending me here.
He just murders me. That was Tim Burchett with his trademark dry delivery, sounding as thrilled as he normally does with how things work in Washington, D.C., but that's the Tim Burchett version of it. Now, as far as the Senate bill, what are we going to get when this thing gets washed through the dirty jockstrap of the United States Senate? Well, Ron Johnson famously is on the spending problem in America. You remember he came on here and he told you what he thought about it.
He believes all of his tax cuts that he ran on as a candidate would be included in that. There's no guarantee of that. The bad thing about what the House is doing is whatever we do in terms of taxes would not be permanent. They would expire, just like the Tax Cut and Jobs Act. I mean, that was a real problem with the Tax Cut and Jobs Act. Their provisions have already expired. Everything other than the C Corp rate and the tax provisions for only 5% American businesses expire automatically 2026. Let's not make that same mistake. That was a massive mistake. Let's not do that twice. I mean, learn from what mistakes we made last time.
That's about as animated as I've ever heard Ron Johnson, who's famously a pretty even-keel guy. Okay, so let's just talk about this. I want you to picture a house. All right, just stay with me here. I want you to picture a house, and this house has major, major problems. The foundation of the house, it is cracking. It is faltering. The studs and the walls, they're rotted out. Termites are eating. The house is about ready to fall down. And to make matters worse, the landscaping, it's all dying. It's bad. So let's talk about DOGE, shall we? Department of Government Efficiency, because that's all in the news every single day. Elon Musk, DOGE, they're finding waste here, waste there. We're stopping this, we're stopping that, we're stopping this, stopping that. What DOGE is doing is good, to be clear. It is good. Defunding the communist menace, which has been mostly funded with your money, is a good thing. It is a good thing. Good, good, good. DOGE is good. But saying DOGE can fix our debt and deficit problem is like looking at that house and thinking you can just replace the flowers out front and everything will be fine. Yes, the flowers need to be replaced. The landscaping needs improved, but none of that means anything at all if the foundation rots out from under you and the studs and the walls end up collapsing and the whole home falls on your family in the middle of the night. Who cares about the flowers? DOGE is important. They're doing outstanding work. We cannot save the United States of America without Congress making significant cuts. During COVID, you remember when the United States of America got a bad chest cold and collectively lost its mind, we decided we were going to spend our way through a virus. Still very curious how that is supposed to work. And during COVID, we upped our spending levels to get this. And just wrap your mind around this. We were already spending too much pre-COVID. During COVID, we started spending like we were spending in World War II. Let me say that one more time. During COVID, we got a little sick and we started spending like we were spending in World War II. And they won't cut anything now. So we are still, look, we don't even have COVID anymore. We are still spending as if we are fighting a global war against evil superpowers. And there are no significant cuts. And hey, listen, I'm thrilled as you are about 20 million from DOGE and $1 million from here, even $1 billion from there. I'm happy too. You're happy, I'm happy, we are all happy. That sounds really, really great. We are $36 trillion in debt. And by the time the 10-year run of this budget is over, that number will almost certainly be $50 trillion. We cannot DOGE our way to fiscal solvency. We simply cannot. What we must have is a Congress and a president willing to make unpopular cuts. That's what we need. And not little ones either. Big ones, huge cuts. But how do we get that? How do we get that? Well, that's on us, you see. When's the last time the American people ran to the polls to vote out their local politician because he spent too much money? Just take a minute and think. You're a hyper-informed person. You're sitting here watching. I'm right. You could be watching anything. So you know this stuff. When's the last time Congress got swept out of office for spending too much money? It's never happened once in my lifetime. The American people not only don't care about the spending, the truth is they like it. The American people like it when Senator Idiot brings home $100 million for a brand new airport. They like spending taxpayer money. And until that changes, nothing changes. Oh, we can sit up here and cheer about border security and new naval ships, and we can sit up here and cheer about tax cuts. Look, I don't like paying taxes either, and all this stuff is good. DOGE is good, but the foundation's still crumbling, and the studs and the walls are looking a little bit shaky, and man alive, it doesn't look like things are going to change anytime soon. All that may have made you uncomfortable, but I am right. I would thank you for coming to my YouTube channel, but I know how brilliant it is, and I know you love it here. So subscribe and watch. We're going to start really ramping things up and putting some funny stuff, some interesting stuff out there, some collaborations. Either way, my YouTube channel is officially the place to be. So stick around.